Every time this old man visits his girlfriend, he carries someone on his back with him. This person has no limbs and can only be manipulated by the old man. His girlfriend feels somewhat uncomfortable with this limbless man being present. The old man walks over and turns the man's body to one side. This man's name is Chris, and he used to be an artist. Now he has become the old man's exclusive money-making tool. The old man put up a poster on the street, then opened the cart and took out a chair, lit an oil lamp, and a simple stage was set up just like that. At first, the audience stared at Chris as if he were an animal. But when Chris's performance began, people gradually discovered that Chris had a beautiful voice and told interesting stories. He was not only knowledgeable, but also very romantic. Everyone loved his performances. Every day, the audience filled the seats completely. Even after the performance ended, the audience remained immersed in the world Chris had described. At such moments, the old man would walk in front of the audience and ask them for tips. The old man earned a lot of money, and of course, he didn't neglect Chris. He prepared a large bowl of meat for Chris and fed him personally. But these good days didn't last long. The weather grew colder and colder, and the audience dwindled day by day. The money they made couldn't even buy a loaf of bread. The old man impatiently shoved gruel into Chris's mouth, but the hot porridge was too scalding for him to swallow. Chris could only open his mouth and lick the snow to fill his stomach. Later, Chris began to attempt other types of performances. He became even more diligent and earnest. But today, only 3 audience members remained. Left with no choice, the old man had to shut down his stall. But then he noticed a crowd of people nearby, and it was very lively there. He walked over to take a look and discovered that in the center of the stage was a chicken, and everyone called it the arithmetic chicken, because it mastered addition and subtraction. The old man then realized that the lack of audience wasn't because of the cold weather, but because Chris's act was no longer entertaining. So he spent a lot of money to buy this calculating chicken, and also bought a large bag of chicken feed. The old man cared for the chicken as if it were his own son. Chris watched hungrily as the old man and the chicken. Then they continued on to the next village. The chicken clucked in its cage, and for the first time, Chris felt like this moving cart was his prison. Soon the old man came to a bridge, picked up a stone and threw it into the river. As he watched the splash the stone made in the water, the old man was very satisfied. Then he smiled and walked toward Chris.